Hello everyone, I am Plankera, who's having technical difficulties with the webcam, and I just now noticed. Let me see, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, yesterday, I was, starting head turns, and I got kind of the basic, I guess, sketch you could call it, of where I'm gonna start with moving everything around here, and now I want to start cleaning it up a bit before I get too much further into everything else. So that means touching up the head and the headline here. This is just something I'm gonna just have to zoom in and just kind of straighten things out a bit, where things look a little bit lumpy. Let's see here. Guess I'll take a very, very tiny brush. That might help a little bit too. Just a tiny one, just kinda... Oh, do I have a vertex selected? I must. Just a very tiny one to kinda help me smooth things out around the chin and stuff. So now my movements here are gonna start getting much more precise. Because, I just want to start kind of finalizing the position of everything. I took a quick look at how things were looking in motion before starting the stream here. And so I'm just kind of touching up the areas that looked the worst to me. Probably treat this much like I treat just regular drawing, in that I find the spot that's bothering me the most and work on that. In this case, it's kind of the shape of her jaw and stuff. I think parts of it are still a little bit lumpy here. Let's take a look. Yeah, still a little bit lumpy right through there. And then there's some shenanigans going with the headline here. Let's tuck this in. Something made it a little bit thick. Thicker than it should be. So I'm just gonna kind of tuck it in there and make it a little thin again. And then I'll just be straightening out the triangles. Inochi2D doesn't have a proper smoothing brush yet. I just kind of gotta do it with manually with my hands. That's okay, I can do that. It's not even that hard. Alright. Mouse cord got caught in something. There we go. Alright, so now let's kind of come in here and... I'm just doing the line for the time being. I'm gonna come through here and kind of make this a little bit straighter. This should hopefully fix up her cheeks a bit. Might be zoomed in a little bit too close there. It'll be hard to resist the zoom. Gotta get in there, man, you know? Alright. So with that, I think I can start fixing up the head a bit too. Just kinda push everything out where it belongs. Bit hard to see, that's why I'm zooming in so much here. Wasn't expecting things to make such a big difference here. I must be, yeah, I'm not getting all the way to the headline there. I need to pull this back out. Oops. I'm gonna say, I thought that was a bit strange. Okay. Yeah, now we're starting to get back out there. Things should hopefully be a little bit better. No, I'm not sure. Did I make the headline too thin? Let me, get some perspective. No, I think the thickness is okay through here. It still is kind of lumpy, but... Let's see. Yeah, I think it's all correct. Just a little lumpy. Okay, and then there's some spots around the chin here that I thought the skin was kind of peeking out. Bottom of the headline, but no, I think that is just the color of the headline. Okay. I won't worry about it then. Anything, it's not going far enough. It's not quite reaching the edge. That was probably what was confusing me. Yeah, I can kind of see right there. I thought that was skin peeking out through the headline, but that is not the case. I guess that's all good. Alright, so I'm gonna grab both of these again and start kind of lightly adjusting the jaw area here. Because I still think it looks a little bit weird. Weird in ways I cannot quite describe. All I can do is try to just slightly adjust things until it no longer looks weird to me. The joy of art. I only know what I'm doing half the time, so it's okay. You ever feel like you have no idea what you're doing? You're in good company. Sometimes things just kind of work out in the end, and it's great. Just gotta believe, man. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna go back to... I cannot straighten triangles both at the same time, so... just have to do my best. I'm actually gonna hide the headline for the time being. I think doing this one at a time will end up being a little bit easier in the long run. Just because these fine adjustments are always a bit of a pain. See, this is why I wanted to be able to copy and paste the, any deformations from the head to the headline and then to the head shadows. It just didn't quite work out for me. It's like I had an idea in my head when I made the mesh like this, but it didn't quite work out the way I hoped. So what I'm looking at here is you can kind of see the mesh has this outer line here. I'm trying to make it fairly straight and even. Like it still has to kind of work its way down like that, but I'm hoping that with it straightened out a bit, it'll all look a little bit more smooth and there'll be less just weird chunky areas throughout the entire thing. Man, I really did make the mesh very fine down here. It's probably for the best, but it does make it a bit of a pain when you have to kind of get in here. This is why when I was meshing, I said so many times that more dots is good, but if you get too many, it just gets really unwieldy. This is what unwieldy looks like. Just imagine if I had made this even more dense. And it's just like, oh god, working with it would just be pure suffering. Alright, let's see. How close am I getting here? I think I'm gonna hide the head shadows too, because I think those are contributing to my perception of lumpiness. Make my brush a bit smaller again, and these, like right there. Let's grab that. Pull it out a bit. Maybe that's too much. Yes, Self, it has to be very, very fine adjustments if you want to smooth things out. You can't make things too big. There we go. Yeah, and that's looking a bit smoother. Just got that little spot right there. And most of that's probably going to be covered by hair in the long run, but I want to be somewhat prepared, because I don't know how the physics are going to shake out, pun intended. So, yeah, it's got to be prepared. Just going to try to use some gentle pushes with the brush instead of trying to smooth it out by hand. Seems to be working out. Just gentle little pushes. And then let's smooth out quite a lot of the area here. So let's see if I can get that little bit by the mouth. It's just like a little bit coming out here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use a brush for this, but I do feel like I'm getting somewhere with this. So I will try. Zoom out again for a little bit more perspective. I think I pushed it in a little bit too much there. Let's pull this out again just a little. A very, very tiny bit. Alright. I'm not sure if it's completely perfect yet, but it's a lot better than it was. I still feel like the stuff around the chin here is still moving a bit strangely. Let's go out to 100%. I guess it's actually not that bad. Just might need to move some of the stuff over here. I always have trouble with figuring out where the jaw connects to the ear and all that stuff. So maybe I should put down her ears. Maybe that would help. Because I can move the ears relative to the eyes. Let me see, how far did I move the eyes? That would be the left eye that I want to check. 36. So can I get away with just moving this over 36? I might need to do some more with it, but I don't know. How does that look for now? Okay. Not too bad. It'll be something like that. Let's see, where's it relative to the eye socket? Maybe like right there, since I made it a bit bigger. Probably a little further to the right. Oh yeah, if I know the location of this ear, and that should help me figure out where I need to be putting this part of the jaw. And hopefully that'll help me figure out whatever is bothering me about that area. Okay, not quite. Didn't move it quite enough to the left, I think. But it's very close. Very, very close. I think maybe one more. I'll try 22. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, and so with that, this should help me know where to put this part. Because this should be going in... Oh, maybe I don't want to do it quite like that. Let's make the brush bigger and just... push it on over. Alright. Don't want to move her chin too much, because I think I'm pretty happy with the location of the chin. Okay, no, the brush isn't working very well. I want the ear movement. That is good. Okay. So I'm gonna... I don't think the brush is working very well, so I'm gonna try the path to form. And just follow the shape of the head here. Grab all the vertices that I actually want to move. And then we'll move it on over. Probably have to untangle some of those vertices in the middle. Oh god. Why is it moving all those? Shouldn't move all those. Okay, only want you to move these ones. Oops. You do not need to be moving any of these. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember talking about yesterday how you can select vertices and only move a small subset of them. And how sometimes I accidentally click on a vertex and accidentally move nothing because of that. Well, this is the use case for being able to pick a subset of them and being able to move them without moving anything else. So you can see how horribly that other part was moving there and how much more nicely everything's moving now that I can just only select the ones that I actually want to move here. Something like this. Push this a little higher up here. The lumpiness is real, but the location, I think, is correct. Now we just kind of gotta refine all that out. This has kind of been my strategy when rigging things, of just get the big areas down. Really figure out where most of the stuff is going to go, and then just gradually work my way down into the smaller details. Big details, then small details. Much like drawing, really. Where you sketch out the big shapes, and then you get everything looking just the way you want it to, slowly but surely. Okay, but now I think I can go into the brush, now that I've kind of gotten the big areas down. Brush is definitely better than for smaller movements, now that I'm trying it out more. So when I first started, the brush tool did not exist. So I was moving most things via path to form. And it came into being when, I think partway when I was making the second one of my stream overlays. The stream end. I think that's when I first started using the brush. Yeah, it's very useful, but for very, very large movement, I think the path to form still works a bit better. But this is great for smoothing things out and some of the, I guess, more middle of the line movements. Like, the teeny tiny movements where you just want to move in each individual vertex, you know, you just click on them and do it. But when you still want to move groups, but you don't want to be moving them across everything, brush works great. I like it lots. I'm glad they finally implemented it. It's made life so much easier. Appreciate your hard work. So now I can kind of figure out exactly how her jaw's supposed to be shaped here. I'll always have trouble with this when I'm drawing just normal illustrations. Sometimes I just kind of throw my hands up in the air and cover it up with hair so I don't have to worry about it. I just should really stop doing that, but I can't help it. It's annoying. And anime characters have so much hair, it's like, why worry about it? Just throw hair on it, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, kind of I think I'm getting the right shape here. Let's actually attach the ear properly. And be glad that all of that is going to be covered by hair, and I don't have to worry about how kind of ridiculous the ear kind of looks here. This might be another case where I have to use the path to form a little bit more. Just because I want a bit of a sharper angle there. Right now I just feel like it's kind of... I don't know. Half-hearted. Blobby. Like I don't know how I want it to be shaped. When I actually do. It's one of those things. It looks like it doesn't know what I want to do with it. When really, I'm just struggling to get it into that place. Art is hard. I'll just flop it around a bit. See if that gets it. Lumpy, but correct. Okay. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, I don't like how those vertices are moving up here, so let's double check this. Yeah, you can see kind of moving them all up here. Stretching things out down there. Okay. That's actually going to be a bit of a pain to fix, but it is for the best. So let's just pull all of this down here. I do not want to move the chin, so let's just grab the vertices that I want to move. Make sure I don't move the chin on accident. Just pull everything on down. My heart, it hurts after finally getting that shape the way I wanted it, but it is for the best. Okay. So now things are going to be super ultra lumpy for a little while. Let's see here. Are they kind of more in place here? Yeah, everything just got a little stretched out. Alright. Now I'm going to take the path to form and kind of put things back into place again. But you will go away when I selected the path to form tool. I need you guys to be selected. There. Okay. That was strange, but worked out. Alright. Now let's correct that shape there. Kind of push it up here. Pull things out a little here. I don't know how that vertex got all the way over there. I don't even know how that happened. Things that happen. Okay, let's fix that. That's gonna bother me. There we go. I don't know why you went all the way out there. I understand the desire to go to space sometimes. Space is pretty cool. But, that's not where you belong. Let's see. Trying to figure out what's going on here. It looks like the vertices got a little bit tangled. Not surprised considering how much pushing things around I was doing. I'm just gonna untangle them all real quick and do my best to kind of straighten things out here. There we go. Some of these extra ones out here for shenanigans with the head shadows when I thought that I was going to be able to make them use the same mesh. It was a good idea, I swear. Okay. And then I want her skull to look like it's a bit less caved in there. Like, this is definitely going to be covered by hair, but it'll bother me until it is, so I won't be able to see things correctly. Okay, so how's this? Is this moving a bit better? Maybe. I think it's looking alright. Might just need to push this in a little bit, but I can do that. Just me not understanding the shape of the jaw quite as much as I should. I'll figure it out someday. I'm not too concerned. Just trying to find that right balance. I guess this is fine. Yeah, I think it's kind of starting to look okay. Let me look at the bottom of her chin really closely here. Is it... Yeah, I think that's the right height. I'm kind of trying to compare it to her necklace here. I think it's going up just a little bit, but it's barely noticeable. So I'll pull it down just very slightly. Just a touch. There we go. That should do it, and that should hopefully make it her mouth look a little bit more in proportion. Yeah. So the distance between her chin and the mouth is closer to the same now, I think. It's about the same. When it comes down to it, a lot of turns like this is more just about getting the distance between things right than it is anything else. Okay, now I just kind of have to figure out how I'm going to smooth this out. There are parts that look kind of lumpy, and I'm not sure if the brush will help me. So let's see here. See if I can correct some of this lumpiness. It's a lot harder to see the lumpiness when I'm zoomed in, but I also cannot really move the vertices when I'm zoomed out. They're too small and close together. So I kind of have to make my best guess and then zoom out to check it. Okay. So right here. Just right here. Yeah, I think I just have to pull some of these out a little. Some of them are kind of mostly in the right spot. Just need to get this width between them a little bit more consistent. Between this row and these two rows. And hopefully get rid of some of the lumps there. This is always something I can tweak for a while, but I just find the head to be very important, and the shape of the jaw here, pretty important too. It's like, this is where people are going to be looking, so this is where I want to put a lot of the effort in. If this was, I don't know, the skirt, I probably wouldn't be trying this hard. But for something like her cheeks and her face, which, you know, the art just made her face look so soft and everything. It'd be kind of a shame to not, you know, do everything I could to make it nice and smooth. Get everything just right. Alright, closer. Here, I think I can at least do some adjustments with the brush. I think I pushed this out just a little bit too far. I'll smooth it out here. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think that looks okay. And then there's this little lump right there. It's just a little one, but it's noticeable. Right around the mouth. Something that is not only on the head, but will be moving a lot on the head. And I just cannot seem to get this to be as smooth as I want it. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller. Okay. Try again, just to get that perfect balance between these areas. It's just not cooperating with me. I swear, when it feels like I get one little patch in the way I want it, another little patch just kind of shows up and is not right. Yep, and then I got that part right. Now we have this right through here that's not right. You can see I'm barely moving it, but at least to my eyes, it's making a huge difference in relative lumpiness. And it's just so hard to smooth it all out exactly the way I want it. But I still just feel like there's a little lump right around her mouth there. Alright, let's see if I can just go in there and fix it up. This is where a smoothing brush to help I move the vertices around so they're more uniform would be helpful. Okay, I'm sure someday they'll catch up on features that Inochi2D has. But for an open source project that's still in beta, I think they're doing quite well. And I follow the Discord for some of the changes and some of the stuff they're working on, and it all looks pretty cool. So right now I'm under the impression that they're working more on the UI and shoring that up and making it easier to use and understand. And they are implementing new features, and I think that's a good thing. That'll make it easier for more people to figure out how to use it and not get frustrated. There's definitely a lot to learn when you pick up a program like this. Man, I just cannot get that to be straight. It's driving me crazy. Send help. Okay. Alright, I do think I get a little bit closer with every adjustment. As long as I'm very careful and deliberate about the adjustments I make. I think that's probably all okay. Like, there are parts of it where maybe I'm just being a little bit too much of a perfectionist. Like, I think this spot right there is okay. But this spot just... eh. Eh. Super gross. Super gross. Alright, that part's looking a little better now. Okay, I think that's probably okay. At least for now. We'll see if it bothers me later. Now let's try to clean up some of the lumpiness on this side of the chin. Today is going to be a stream of fixing facial lumpiness. That's okay, it has to be done eventually. Okay, so that's considerably less lumpy. There's still a little spot there that I need to fix, but I think that's more of a brush fix than it is a let's mold over the exact location of vertexes fix. Yeah, that's much better. Just gotta keep working my way up. Now we get rid of this lumpy spot. I think I pulled it a little too far down. That's less of a lumpy thing and more I don't want to make her face fat thing. Yeah, that's better, albeit there's still a lump here, but it's alright. I'll get that one now. But in terms of shape, I think it's a lot better. Alright, pushed in a little bit too hard. Back out. Where being able to hide the vertices would be really nice. If I could just hide the mesh for a little bit while I'm just making these careful adjustments to get rid of lumps and to get the shape just right. Okay. Now I'm gonna get over here. This shape just the way I want it. Okay, I think it's time to mold over vertices. Again, the exact location of vertices. The day comes sometimes. All you can really do is just go and directly touch the mesh. Get the mesh all over your fingers. It's okay, you can always wash your hands after. Oh yeah, some of these got pulled, and that's probably why it's also lumpy. Oh man, if that's the only issue, that'll be nice, because that's a pretty easy fix. It isn't like with the other side where I was just moving things very slightly and hoping that it made a difference. This is like, oh, these literally got dragged into a bad spot. Let's drag them back to where they belong. And then I'm just trying to get these lines relatively straight. Okay, so something like that. How's that? Lumps, minimal. So that's probably like 90% of what it needed. And then the shape of her skull isn't entirely correct, but we're gonna pretend like it is. Because it's good enough for my brain to understand. And I do not plan on making a bald toggle. Sorry, my Shalom model will not have an egg form. But it's okay if you want to experiment with this program yourself and use the cutout art that I provided in the description here. Well, you can make a bald toggle if you want. They're way harder than they seem. Because you actually have to care about the shape of the head, and that's just way too much work for me. At least for what it gives. Which is, you know, haha, minor funny gag. Okay. %90 there. Let me just... Big brush. Oh, nope, bigger brush. This out just a little. Okay. Look at that. It's not even all that lumpy. So I think that's the first step there, and now we just gotta make the headline fit this. Oh, wow. Okay. Can I just do that? Is this good enough? Boy, do I wish I knew what was going on with that. But yes, it looks like I can get away with just doing that. Alright. I think... Yeah, I think it's not too lumpy or anything. I just need to actually make everything else look better. That's good. This means that probably the hardest part for me is done. And honestly, at this rate, it's actually looking like I might be able to just start doing hair next stream. Probably not today. Oh no, that's why. You were the one that I wanted to be 05. And a little further this way. There we go. Because yeah, I do think we should see a little bit more of the eye socket. It was looking like it was sliding a bit. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. That looks alright. Maybe I just need to... I always like to be very careful about moving things on the y-axis when I'm just doing X turns, but I do think that this needs to go down a little bit further. Too much. One. It just wasn't lining up with the eyebrow correctly. There we go. That looks better. Okay, and I think the one on the other side here. I'm gonna send it a little further this way. I think I'm gonna also provide a little bit of a Y rotation here. Kind of match up with the eye. In fact, maybe I should just use the exact same one. We'll just make you 30. To make the numbers easy. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that's enough of a turn there. And I think the eyes are mostly in the right spot here. There's some shenanigans you can do with the eyeballs to make things look nice for the head turns here, but I think I will be applying those a bit later. It's a bit too soon. I'm still just kind of gradually putting things into place. I mean, the nose and the mouth don't even look right yet. I'll probably start doing fine touches like that after I do things like hair. Alright. Let's take a look at this nose. So let's see here. Let me see, can I get away with hiding the nose shadow just so I can look at the nostrils? Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I thought was bothering me. Like, does it need rotation, or can I get away with just making it much smaller? Oh no, I missed my mute button. Oops. And did not want to cooperate with me on that one. Alright. Yeah, I do think doing that helped. So let's get rid of that. Bring it back over. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Now let's make her look less like a snake and put her nose back on. Like, I'm sure she'd make a very pretty snake, but not what I'm going for here. Too much. A little bit more. Just kind of pushing it back into place since I did move how the nostril is. Okay, so I'm looking at the shape of the front here, and it kind of goes up and then down, so it's like a triangle here. So let's try to get that triangle back. Make it a little pointier. And then just making sure that all of these spots are in a place for optimal triangleness. I also want to make sure that the nostril is entirely within the shadow of the nose here. There we go, has something like that. I don't think it's quite right still, but let's see, it's definitely closer. So I think the part that's wrong, and what I was noticing before, is like this part. Which, this may not be a good enough mesh to do what I want. I may have to remesh this. Let's see here. Oh no, this is getting closer. I may not have to remesh it. Just gotta really get everything in the right place. Slowly but surely push everything over. And it'll all get to where it needs to be. Yeah, actually I think that looks okay. I think I do need to pull in this fleshy spot. A little bit closer to the nostrils. But otherwise, I thought it was looking pretty okay. Yeah, I'd say overall that looks like her nose turning. Alright, now I just need to get it in the right place. So I think it needs to be a little bit further to the left. But overall, I think the shape looks okay. Yeah. Okay, and that on the chin is still bothering me, so I need to go take a look at the headline here. See if I can't fix that. Because it's probably just artifacting from it being stretched in a bad way. So if I can push these vertices around in just the right way, with any luck it'll just go away. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now I just want to pull the chin down a little bit and make sure that it's right up against the lines, and I think I adjusted something by doing that. Okay, we're on the headline. I thought it was on the head. Okay. How is that? Okay, yeah, that's better. I still kind of see it when I zoom in, but that's okay. Nobody's gonna be zooming in this hard when they actually look at it, so I'm just gonna have to tell my brain to deal. Because it's easy to get caught up in the perfectionism. Alright, let's take a look at the mouth here. Mouth and head angles is always interesting because you kind of have to stretch it in ways that sometimes feel a bit strange to me. I think I'm gonna hide the chin shadow and just focus on hitting the mouth where it needs to go. This is jutting out just a little bit too hard. So I'm gonna bring it back a little. With just gentle adjustments. Better than it was a few minutes ago. Let me just bring it over just a touch. How's that? Alright, so I'm gonna look at the proportions here. In the corner of the mouth, kinda... It goes into the eyeball a little bit, but it's like right on the edge. So where is it here? Kinda... Goes a bit further. But I think it's about right on the other side. So I think what I need is to push the corner in just a little bit more. And that should help with the rest. Oh yeah. See, a lot of it is just making sure that the proportions are the same, regardless of the angle. So everything kind of lines up where it should. Alright. So it kind of feels like it's going down, so I'm gonna go take this, push it up just a tad. I do feel like her mouth is starting to jut out a little bit, so I'm gonna take the center, push it back just a little bit. A little bit too hard in that perspective. And now I think it's a bit better. Just, you know, one of those tiny, tiny details. Alright. I kinda think I want her nose to stick out a little bit more. So I think for that, that would be this nostril just a touch further this way. That this way I can take this part of the nose and push it out here a little bit. This is where remeshing it a little would be helpful. Man, I don't wanna. I really, really don't wanna. Okay, I will suffer for the sake of the art if it becomes necessary, but if it's not necessary, I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah. Is it though? Is that right? I feel like the nostril's sliding. But I thought I only moved it like 1. I moved it 2. Alright. I just keep poking it, so let's try the mesh again. So let's see, what I'm wanting to do is we have these parts that kind of come out here, and then we have the tip. And then we have in here. And then I want to be able to bring this. It's a bit hard to picture in my head here, but I think this is right. And I want to be able to bring this out and still have control over where this inner part goes. So I'm going to try something like this. When I was meshing, I probably said that it was fine and probably didn't matter too much. This is one of those cases where it looks like it might. Or probably more accurately, I didn't quite know exactly what each of these spots corresponded to, and exactly how I was going to try to move them. And I don't blame myself, because look at how abstract that is. But now that I'm here actually trying to move it, I can picture it in my head a little bit better. So let's see if this gets me a little bit closer to what I want to actually be doing. Okay. Let's see, first the nostril. I'm gonna bring this up one, this down one. I think that'll get a little bit of a better shape. And then from here, let's see. Now I can make this a little bit pointier, which is what I wanted to do. I was having trouble with the way I had it meshed before. I can bring this out and around the nostril a little bit better. This might be a little bit too pointy, but close. Very close. The mesh difference definitely helped. I just need to bring this out a little bit more. This in a little bit more. It's like I can see it in my head. It is within my mind's eye. Now I just have to make it real. Make it real so everyone can see it. Okay. Very close. It went up a little bit. You can kind of see right through here, where it kind of very slightly goes up in a direction I don't like. So I'll just bring it back down. And we get something like this. Okay, but now it feels like it's kind of going down. I think part of that is actually the nostril, just due to the nature of how scaling in the Y direction works. Where I say I hesitate strongly to use Y movement when I'm just doing an X head turn. But we gotta balance out that Y scaling somehow. Okay. We're getting somewhere. I think I want to make this one a little bit bigger. There we go. And this one needs to get a little bit closer. Yeah. Still a couple of things I want to fix around this part here, but I think overall that's looking pretty good. Oh gosh. But I know once I fix that, it's almost time for something that's always a little bit horrifying. And that's I have to make the character blink and open their mouth to make sure that everything still looks good when that's happening. And a lot of the times it doesn't. So I'm scared. Because then you have to pull shenanigans to fix it, and with me it typically results in several hours of flailing because I don't really know how to do it. Still want it to wrap around the nostril just a little bit better. But otherwise, it's getting pretty close. Then my headphones decided they wanted to freak out. There we go. Where technology is just not working for me lately. It wants to fight me every step of the way. I'm just like, man, what did I ever do to you? What did I ever do to you, my little computer? Okay, a little crooked right here. Just straighten that out. I don't really want Shalom to have a crooked nose. Okay. How are we doing? Man, probably like 90% of the way there. There's just shadow right above the nostril still. It is never happy with me. Never. Still just going down just a little bit. What did I just do? I broke something. There we go. Please do not break the nose. What the heck is that? I never realized there was a little spot going over the other nostril too. It's making its presence known. Okay, just a tiny bit off at the bottom there. Okay, I need to make the bottom a little pointier. It kind of goes a little bit below the nostril. I don't normally make noses this detailed for models, so this is a learning experience. But I think this is about right. Yes. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, let's do head shadows. Yeah, it looks like I have them mostly in the right place. I just kind of have to clean them up, smooth them out. Cry at the mesh. I feel like crying at the mesh is a very important step. Because, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. It's definitely a bit of a mess. Okay, so I actually want you to, like, up here. So the part I'm looking at is this shadow right here by the nose. And, you know, I was just doing the nose. Figure I might as well start with the nose for the shadows here. Alright, you're directly under the center of the nose, so that looks about right. You're a bit more like this. So hopefully that'll let me get the kind of gradation that I want for the rest of it. And here I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, so just gonna kind of feel my way through. Feel my way through and hope everything works out. It generally does. I'm sure it'll be fine. I am sure it'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. Okay. So I think a lot of fixing this area around the cheek is just going to kind of come down to smoothing out what's already there. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna take this one, see where it is over here. Okay, I'm gonna pick one with a better landmark. Let's get the one by the eye. Okay, so this needs to be further out this way. A lot of this is gonna be a little bit more scrunched together, so... Okay, and how... Okay, so there's like 2 rows here. It feels like the triangles got up very skewed. So I think... Okay, I'm gonna take a very, very large brush here. And before I do that, gotta click off the vertex there. I'm gonna pull things out. Pull that line just a little further away. Okay. And that should help me be able to make these triangles nice again. And we'll be able to make these triangles nice and smooth. Okay, this should help me straighten things out down here, because I'm noticing here that I have 2 very nice rows there. So I think if I can make... Just kind of put these triangles back into place, that should help smooth out some of the really deformed shadows. Where do you go? You're kind of in the cheek there, so this is probably okay in terms of a location for you. Now the triangles are starting to get a bit distorted again. While I be unsure of exactly where some of these should be going. It can be a little bit hard to tell. Yeah. But you can see, slowly but surely, the triangles are kind of coming back together. I just have to remember how I mesh these things. And then everything will be much neater. And hopefully that'll get rid of all the distortion and the shadows there. Yeah, much smoother now. Let's take a look. I do feel like this part right here is still going too far down. Yeah, definitely. I want to take a look at the... Let's see. Where, like, this is. Okay. So most of those just need to go further up. So we'll push them a little further up. Where do you? Okay, yep, indeed. They just need to be a little further up. Where are you? I don't know how they got this far down, but we'll put them back where they belong. Oh no, you are definitely where you belong. That I worked quite hard to get just the way I wanted it, so I'd like to try to avoid moving those vertexes. I'll start bringing this back up here. Bring the shadow back up. This way it puts some nice shading on her cheeks. Alright. They where they belong. Oh yeah, that's much better. It's still... There's still a little distortion right here. Right there in the middle of her cheek. So let's see if I can find it. Might be easier to find from here. So where I saw it was like in this. That's probably just a case of grab a tiny brush, push everything to the right. So I'll do just that. Grab a tiny brush, push everything to the right. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's bunching up a little bit, so that just tells me I need a little bit more spacing. So I'll try to space them out a little bit more. As much as I can get away with. That one needs to stay there, though. That's kind of my anchor point at this point. See if I can spread them out just a little bit to get rid of that little bit of distortion there. Yeah. Almost gone. There's just a little bit right there on that point. I can see it perfectly right here, so... where'd it go? Okay, I guess... I thought I clicked again. Oh no, you're in about the right spot. Seems like everything is mostly in the right spot now. Mostly, at least. Didn't I click off? There we go. It really is just one spot right there that I don't like. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to completely get rid of that distortion. I can't really spread out the vertices any more than I already have. So that just might be a consequence of how things need to be done. It's not super noticeable, so I think it's okay. Let me get the shadows at the base of the jaw here, and I think that will be the last thing I do today. Let's see, you... Yep, you're in about the right spot. As are you. Why does it keep thinking I'm clicking off? I don't know. It's weird. There's a bug here somewhere. I think it just isn't recognizing these panels as a solid object. Alright, I do still have a tiny brush. So we'll take him and start kind of pulling everything back down. Everything kind of got pulled up a little, so... Spread things back out a bit. Obviously this is still wrong, but... I think it's closer. And with the head turned like this, I do want to show more of the shadow on that side. But I think everything is going to be a little bit closer to where it should be now. Let's straighten out some of these triangles. I think that'll be the first step to making these shadows look very nice. Just some nice straight triangles. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna pretend like I do and just, and that it's right, and that I can just move on to the next group. If I need to fix it later, I will. And I might, because there's definitely a bit of distortion going around there. Meanwhile, I just start kicking everything around my desk for no reason. Okay. Sitting on my feet a bit too long, and they were starting to fall asleep. So I had to move them around, and apparently they forgot how to move, because they kicked a bit too hard and started kicking stuff. Silly, silly feet. Okay. Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. And I'll let up here be a little bit more shadowed than it was before. But I don't want everything to be like overly compact or anything. I just kinda... It still needs to keep its smoothness. It's probably like 90% of the way there, just a little bit. Right through there. It's because I don't know how some of this fits together. It looks like I missed a triangle here somewhere when I meshed this the first time, which is deeply unfortunate, but I don't really feel like fixing it right now. We'll see how much it bothers me. If it doesn't bother me, I'm not going to worry about it, but... Okay, so we're still really far up. All of this should be further down. It might be contributing to some of the weirdness I'm seeing. There we go. So let's see. It needs to be smooth, but is everything at least in the right spot? I think so. But I think I'll actually go ahead and smooth it out tomorrow. Just because I think I'm getting dizzy from looking at all the vertices. Not literally, but I think I'll have a better time noticing things with a fresh brain. So I shall stop there. Thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.